There's only a few ways that we talk to people. And what you're going to see, guys, as we move through the day here, some of these things you're going to look and say, well, boy, that sounds simple. It is simple. And I've always had to keep it simple. Because I can tell you, when the work gets tough, people find ways to do other things to keep themselves busy and to feel like they had a good day. Especially some of our leaders that have gotten past that stage where they're pretty comfortable now. They really start to justify fooling around with a flyer on the internet or making something up here and feel like, boy, I put a good day in. Didn't talk to anybody, didn't sell anything, but I put a good day in today. And we've always got to guard against that. We got to get out there and get moving. How do we talk to people? One-on-one. That was my only way in the beginning. What else was I going to do? Nobody knew anything about it but me. I had to get up and say, hey guys, here's something I got from Keith that I'm just now taking. And well, what is it? I don't know what it is, but it works, man. And I feel great. And I got them going on that. Again, credibility was there. Influence was there. They were the right type people. It got it going. One-on-one. I didn't have a sponsor up there with me. Now we have a lot of sponsors that can go with you two-on-one. That's why you're going to move that much faster. And as a sponsor, I want to tell you, you're more important than the company is. You are more important to a person than the company is. And you ought to take that responsibility because you can move people fast. And I knew that. And I learned that and understood it. But at the same time, I want to tell you this. If you don't have a sponsor, don't let that hold you back. We'll be your sponsor. The company is a great sponsor. It's still your discipline, your desire, your effort that determines your success, not your sponsor. But if you are one, be a good one because it makes a huge difference. Two-on-one, setting appointments. Here's what I couldn't do for somebody. I couldn't get you to set the appointments. If you and I are going to go out, I'm going to go with you and I'm going to bring credibility there, but you got to set the appointments. And you got to help them with that sometimes. And remember this about setting any appointment, inviting anybody to do anything. They better understand what is the payoff for me. Every time you talk to a person, you may feel like you're pleading with people to come to Success School. You know what we haven't done a good job of yet? Selling the payoff. What happens if I come to Success School? If people really understood, see, I knew this, if I can paint that, then I can walk away. If they don't come, I'm not going to let that get me down. All I need to do is paint the payoff. Michael W. Smith is a part of that. The endorsements are a part of that. All of those things are key ingredients to school, but the bottom line is, what's that going to do for a person if they come? They better understand that we can train and equip to build or help them get to their hopes and dreams. That's what gets people moving. It's not selling all the science. That's a component of it. Two-on-one, you can't book an appointment unless that person knows there's a product there that can help me get out of the shape I'm in right now. Not a sales pitch, a product. They'll set the two-on-one then. Now your sponsor can come in and help you. Three-way calls. If it's distance that we've got to overcome, and a lot of people it is. Somebody may have just moved to Dallas and their entire warm market and friends is back in Phoenix. Well, we can't walk over to Phoenix and sell product. We got to do some calls. Same way you would if you were going to talk to them in person. Call them up and say, look, got some stuff, might be interested. You know, depending on how well you know them, that type of thing. The telephone knows no distance. Mixers, that became my favorite. And really, I learned it from Donna and Tammy because they had a little old dress shop that they had done. They had sold clothing, and they'd put ladies together. We didn't call it a mixer, but it got a lot of them in the room. And I learned this. I can either drive around and do all these different meetings, or we can do a mixer in the living room where combine all that activity, and now I can talk to multiple people. And also have the law of large numbers. There's a lot of people moving around the room. There's more excitement. So I learned the mixer setting. Sometimes you got to be out there just on your own, driving, talking, doing the little plain two-on-one, one-on-one meetings. But I learned to combine it for excitement and also for time management. And we'll talk about that later. If we're going to build 3 legs, I think of each one of them like this. Each one of those legs, I know who's in there. If I can combine everything in that leg into one meeting, boy, that's a lot better than driving around 5 days a week trying to touch everything in that leg. We'll talk about how we combine that later. But mixers were a favorite for me. They became, and they still are today for a lot of folks.